Alright, hello. How's everybody doing? How's it going there, King Sheep? Good to see you. Alright, let's go ahead and see where we're at here. Did some good work on the boat. Pretty much every time we brought it back in the workbench, we did a little bit of an improvement. We're going to kind of keep that going. Let's see what this is. Black and white boat in distress search area. I must not have saved it again. Let's go do that mission again. That's fine. Go do that. Get out of here. See where the game volume's at. That looks pretty good there. You know, if the game's too quiet, I'm too quiet, whatever. Alright, we did a bunch of Dead Reckoning last time. Again, kind of showing people that you don't need GPS systems, especially when you're first starting out, because a lot of the components aren't unlocked in the classic game. I don't really play the classic game, never have. Doesn't really interest me, but the you know, a lot of people do start there, and I don't think it's really the best place to start. If you're new, you kind of get used to the game, and then kind of add some challenge. Some things to do. Let's start putting some things on our to-do list while we head out there. We want to add some deck lights, spots. Need engine panel, for gauges. Give us some stuff to do. Do 290 more. To the north. There it is right there. Alright. Just spotted them right there. Talked last episode about how you should make a save pretty much before every mission. That way, you know, if you something happens, especially when you're new, something happens to your boat, instead of getting frustrated, you can just reboot the save, go try the mission again. If there's something on your boat that you needed that you didn't have, just reload the save and do it again. I put a linear in there. Let's see where we're at here. 17 meters per second. Let's see what that is. 17 times 1.94. 30, almost 33 knots, something like that. Just saw it. Where'd it go? Don't believe I passed it. There it is. Anchor would be good to have. Alright, 3 casualties, extinguish the fire. We'll start with the fire. That's out. Alright, good. Good casualties. We got that one, just fell off. Oh, she's still on, I guess. Let's get her on board. And we need a first aid kit. 2 more, and then we're out of here. And we'll make sure we save so that we have it after we've rescued these 2. Where the other one is. Some detritus there. I don't know where the other person went. I think I just saw them over there. Saw them over there somewhere. Sun will help a little bit maybe to find them. I think they show on the map. Not really. We're right over here. We're right next to each other. I think I might have glitched into one of them. I don't know. Try to get up there. Could have drowned out there and then just saw a flash. Oh, still in the boat. What the hell? How they get on the boat? Thought I saw him in the boat. Yeah, right there. Okay. Sun came up, made it a lot easier to see. Alright. Like the new paint jobs, came out pretty good. Gotta fix that indicator light. I think it's blue. Alright. Let's head back. '23. There we go. Hello, Hollywood. How are you? Hello, Amanda. How are you? Alright, good. So we got a couple things to add. Deck lights, spotlights, engine panel. Got some things. See, 0.82 and about a minute. Not too shabby. Let's see, get a bearing of 100 and we're doing 165, so we'll turn. There's 94. Right there. You see it now? See what side the wind's coming from. So the wind's coming from the right a little bit, so we'll go to the right so that it pushes us towards. Use the outside, the right screw here. Ah, there we go. Go. And we got a cleat. Cleat up front, huh? Alright. Ah, shit. can't get these people to come up. Oh, causing too much problem. Alright, good. There's a crate there, so we can make some more money. Get that on the way back. The boat's coming along. There's another one. There's two here, so. White and green fishing trawler. I don't think I did. I don't know if I never made a white and green fishing trawler. I had a black and white one. I never had a white and green one. Very good. There's another 9 grand. Excuse me, Doc. Thanks. Let's go grab this crate over here, and that should be some more buco dinero, and then we'll be on our way. Alright, good. I always going to the wrong one. Up there it is. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what all people's issues with ropes are. Again, heavy games hit the high physics and things tend to work. I've never had an issue with the ropes. Bunch of new things added since I, stopped kind of playing was the like motorcycle ATV seats have been added, so a bunch of cool stuff to try out. Could make a wave runner. Gotta go check something with the robot vacuum here in a second. Alright, another good mission. Save when we get back. Alright, good. So let's do some things on here. I want to fix that, make sure. I think it still is white light, but let's double check it. Yeah, that's white. It just looked blue because of the blue around. The to-do list, we got deck lights. Let's do that next. I should have deck lights somewhere. Let's go ahead and we'll save those. I think what would be most, this has deck lights, I think. Let's see. That's not what I want. Let's see. Something with simple deck lights. Yeah. Just do that. Okay, I didn't grab the right thing, I guess. Alright, so we got something done. We got deck lights on there now. Alright, good. Let's go ahead and save this. Alright, I'll be right back. Alright, let's go get us a new mission. Green fishing boat emergency. Let's do that. Alright, let's save. Alright, good. So now if we want to rerun this mission 900 times, we can do it. And with some deck lights for our boat, which helps. Alright, that didn't get plugged in. Let's do that. I didn't plug those in. Let's do that. Alright, now we should be good to go. There we go. Alright, good. $244, $218. Alright, over there. lighthouse. So this is the lighthouse right there. It's right off the lighthouse. The one thing we do is I haven't plumbed it up yet to refuel, I don't believe. But we have to start worrying about fueling a little bit. When I start out, it's a little bit different than when a brand new player starts out because I already know how to make some fuel efficient vehicles. They're burning through fuel really crazily because they don't understand gearing. So it's, I can wait a little bit longer to go get fuel than they often can. Alright, let's see. 249. Been quite foggy lately. Could be anywhere around here. Look. Alright, I'll put my to-do list refueling. Be careful, land's gonna come up fast here, so I want to get on the helm. We're looking around somewhere here. Could be in here, could be all the way down into there. And Olsen, what's that? That looks like houses. Right there. Okay, good. Yep, that looks like probably it. Somewhere else we want to take him. We could take him down to Holt for medical attention. We'll probably just take him back to base. What do we got for money? We got almost $70,000. Plus the boat's out, so not bad. You make money pretty fast as going out and doing some missions. I've got a couple of crates, but not a ton. So this is not what we're doing. That's not our mission. Okay, so that was not our mission. Keep looking. Could be something over there. Sun's coming up, so it'll make it a little easier. We're down here. That was the green tug just moving along. It's funny back in the day thinking that green tug was huge. Could be that right there. Thought that was something on the land earlier, but it looks like it might be. I don't know. Let's see, what is it? Green fishing boat has an emergency, okay. Looks like that's still moving too. Maybe that's not part of it. Nope, that looks like it. Yeah, that looks like it. No, it's still moving. Could be it though, I don't know. We'll see when we get close. There it is. Yep, that's it. I believe it is still moving. Yeah, it's got the starter going, so it's still moving. Okay. You hear the starter going, so it's still moving. Alright, it's 56. 55. Going 55, 55. Alright, we're on our way. Alright, we get 54, 59. Let's go a little bit to the left here. Good, good. So, a little less than a minute. Need to isolate electrical systems. I won't play for too long. D6, 51. There's the island right there. Bingo. Alright, so I'm starting to think of some more vehicles I want to build. More things I want to do. These first vehicles you kind of build aren't gonna, you're not gonna hang on to for all that long because, you know, you want to start, especially new players, you're gonna get better at building and we'll kind of get moving on to the next vehicles. And Yeah, I still don't know what all this issue people had with ropes was. Like, I got no issues with ropes. Like, I always saying, ropes tipping over my boat. It worked fine for me. I don't know what the deal is. Let's get this dude. Grab that. Start thinking about buying our next base, which will probably be soaring north, so we can get a terrestrial base. You know, need to start thinking about fuel. There we go. It's good to start thinking ahead what you're actually going to need to do. What you're going to want to do. You know, a lot of times when people get bored, they're not planning properly. They're not figuring what do I want to do next, and then make sure they can achieve it so that when they want to do that thing, that they're ready. Go follower. Thank you. Alright, let's see. Let's head back to base. What is Sorry North cost me here? 60 grand, so probably want a little bit more money before we do that. Poke around the beginner island, see if there's a crate that will help. Do a little improvement here, and then I bang over to Soaring North. We still need enough money to be able to afford the vehicles, so spending 60 grand on Soaring North isn't the brightest idea at the moment. We still got 21 jet and 31, so we got plenty of fuel. Alright, what do we want to do? We did deck lights and cross that off. Engine panel, refuel. Let's do refuel. Alright. Gas. Those are gas reliefs. Okay. Alright. Alright, so we got refueling in there now, so we can refuel. Cross that off our to-do list. Very nice. Let's save this. Let's see if I want to switch off to Tarkov or something else now or not. Let's see. Let's play for a little bit longer. Alright, let's save this. Let's do another mission that way. Hopefully next time we'll be ready to go ahead and buy Soar North. Let me check something too. Somebody is struggling with, I gotta put a quick thing on Reddit. Let me see. Yeah, heatsink. Okay. They're struggling. Like, I use heat sinks for all my ocean-going vessels cooling now. That's what I recommend. Let me just put that on there for them. Alright, good. Alright, we'll go do one more mission. I think I'll probably jump off. I kinda want to flight sim, but I don't know. Military base, ATC building is on fire. Okay. Alright, so now the weather could be much worse now, so we gotta keep that in mind. Again, if you don't have the equipment to go to the mission, just sleep through it, get a different mission. You know, there are a lot of people complain that their boat sinks or whatever. It's kind of on you at the end of the day. You need to decide, are you gonna do this or not, you know? You know, there's plenty of real-life rescue agencies that when the weather's too bad, they just can't do the rescue. You know, and same thing with you. If you don't have the capabilities to do it, go do something else. No, like if we didn't have the GPS, it's too foggy now. I can barely see anything. It's too foggy, but because we have the GPS, we can do it, you know? $62. Alright, there we go. You know, the waves aren't bad. It's just rainy, foggy. And we'll be there in a little less than 3 minutes. Let's see, 61, 63, a little bit to the left. 2 minutes. 61, 66, bring that back. Going about a minute and a half. Gonna put a fire out, rescue some people. Starting to get close. 61, 59. A little less than a minute and a half. Finally get the bike I wanted. If we had the anchor, we could probably hook up not at the dock. We could still do not the dock. But anchor on my to-do list. See if we can get close here, right here. Hundred. Yeah, I don't know how high it is and how hard it's gonna be to get up there. It's nice to have an anchor. I'm gonna look around here for some crates. A lot of fire personnel standing around doing nothing. I should have brought them. I got one med kit on for myself. Could be outside too. Yeah, it's probably outside. Yeah, it's right there. So it's being a pain. Alright, fire's out. Didn't bring the D-fib with me, but I'll go grab that. How many? 3. We got one more somewhere. There's a hospital here, and so we should be able to just jump them and then drop them off here. This base wouldn't be bad either. There is now a dock. You used to not be able to launch off the dock. Now you can. So now you have the hangar and the dock. So this actually would probably be a better base. Not too far from us, and I like this base. Okay, let's grab you. Let's grab you. Let's grab a couple more of you. Go jump these Johnnies. Oh, we got somebody to boot on Twitch. What else is new? Let's hit it. Very nice. There's a crate right there. Extra money for our troubles. Make sure I click this one too, but he's not. Yep. Alright, where's the buy on this one? I want to see what it is. It's right up there. 90 grand, okay. So we got 90 grand cash, but that would be the end of our cash, so don't quite want to spend that right now. Literally have never been in here. Not much to look at anyway. But so this base for 90 is not bad. It's another 30 more than Sur North, but I think it's got more utility. It's a little bit further away. We can start getting in airplanes. Going here. We can still use Soren. Well, we can't launch vehicles. That's a problem. So we can't do delivery missions there, or delivering stuff there. Containers. 48. I really wish they would add some palletized cargo missions. I talked about this before. Where I understand and I get the whole notion of having trailers, but then you force people into SibTat, and I'm not interested in that. I'm not making any of my vehicles SibTat, so I don't want to play with them at all. Where if they were pallets, you could load them on whatever vehicle you wanted, which I think is better. So, not that I would say take it away, but, you know, it's something that I think would be good to add. 2:49, a little bit left, about 2 minutes. Let's see, probably can jump off when we get back to the base. We got 2:48, 2:45, so that's good. About a minute. Fun to try out some of the new stuff they've added recently. They have been adding some good stuff from the Q&As, so would be good to check out. There's the island. Look at that. GPS system works. Alright, what are we gonna add? Let's see, electrical or an anchor. I'll put in the anchor. I'm not gonna plumb it up right now. I'll just grab us. We'll plumb it up next time. That's something we could have used last time. Pretty much make our first 100 grand pretty quickly here. Good. So let's add the anchor. Good. Alright, good. So that'll be our anchor when we go ahead and put that in. Let's go ahead and save it. And I think we'll call it quits for today on this. Alright, we'll save up. Finish up chat here. Yeah, like I'm reading Hollywood's comment. Smaller cargo stuff would be great. Cargo container ships tend to be like gazillion at once or not at all. Yeah, I think pallets would be the way to go because like you can make palletized like here. Let me see if I can find some aircraft container. You know, and I've kind of shown how I would do it with. I made a video, but you have these cargo containers for airplanes that are sealed and contained. You have pallets that you can put all sorts of different things on, and that way you could load it on whatever vehicle you wanted. You could use cranes, you could use forklifts, you could use whatever you like. Like for example, one thing I've talked about, which I would love, is like I understand it. Like it's tough for the devs to do. It's why one of the reasons why I think they added modding was like there are some small use cases where like you're gonna get people who have no desire to spend any sort of time. Like literally, you see these posts all the time on Reddit where, for example, this island will be like right here, and they're like, "Oh, look at this awesome seed I found," because they literally want an island like 10 seconds away from each other. I have no desire in that. I have the exact opposite thing. I would love islands to be far flung. And I don't want these tiny little islands that serve no purpose. I would much rather like something this size and something this size. And put something like this size down here and make it like a really good fishing ground where the fishing is excellent all around here. And the fishing is great, but there is no place to sell the fish. And that makes sense, right? You tend not to, you could sell it to a company that has a factory there, but you're generally not going to sell there's nobody buying the fish on this tiny little island, right? Because fish is cheap. They could just walk out there and throw a rod in the water and get the fish they want for dinner, right? But up in the city, right, people can't do that. So that's where the money is, where the fish is worth more money out in the city, right, for the restaurants and everything else. And so what you would do is you would take a small island, put it out here, make the fishing in the vicinity of this island really good. You put a workbench there, and you put a little, like a little dirt or grass aircraft landing strip, a little runway. And so then what that does is it kind of influences your gameplay where you say, hey, I've got this little island out here that's really good for fishing. It's got an airstrip, and it's got a place to spawn boats, and I can go do the fishing. And then I'll bring the fish back and I'll load them onto containers and I'll put them on my airplane. I'll fly them back to the mainland and then I can sell them for much more money. So I think that would be much better than what we have. But, I understand why they haven't got to it. But, alright guys, if you liked the video, give it a like. If you're new and you enjoyed it, consider subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks.